And today we have this very special pleasure of being joined by Lindsay Tripp.
Hey, guys.
How's it going?
Right, hey, welcome.
Lindsay, what brings you here?
I have been listening to you guys since the beginning. Ben told me about it when you guys very first started recording, and I've loved it. Personal favorite is still the Ocean's 11 recast episode.
Ooh,
but happy to be here.
Stoked to have you.
You have been around for a while. That's a deep cut.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you here. As always, when we have new guests, we have our Clubhouse. We have a very strict, very difficult induction ceremony that we go through to bring people on. Some people don't make it. Hopefully you're, lucky enough that you can, pull it together and get through this.
I'm going to try real hard.
Oh, yeah. And we'll have Ben start us off with the first question.
What's the password? New England clam chowder. Is that the red or the white? I can never remember that. White?
Lindsay, hello. Very glad you're here.
Thanks, Ben.
My first question, or my only question of the Clubhouse, is I like you to imagine. I mean, you just went through an amazing visualization exercise. That's a hard word to say.
I know.
We got to come up with a different word for that. Anyways, I just want you to pretend you're on a desert island. You have a TV, you have like a 4K player, you have everything you need, your provisions, whatever. And you get to take the filmography of one person with you. Initially, we just, cut it down to director and actor. But then my dad came on and just like switched it all up. He's like, why can't I take a cinematographer? It's like, I don't know. I guess you can. Or,
Great point.
Whatever else you want to be. Anyone in the film industry. I'm curious whose filmography you would take with you onto this island and why.
I am so happy that you specified that I would have a TV and a 4K player. Like I was concerned. I'm really glad that I have the right equipment. I feel like this is maybe a little cliche, Ben. I'm going Aaron Sorkin on that one.
That's a great
little American president, newsroom, all the things. So good.
So good. Yeah, no, I think this is great. Like Tyler said, no one has picked Sorkin before, which I'm surprised by, like when I saw this, like, oh shit, that's a great choice. Not that I expected anything less. It's like, how has this never come up before?
I actually hadn't thought about that. I should have probably checked your old episodes for these, but I just went with my heart on this one.
That's all we can ask of people, is to follow their heart. So I think that's great. I mean, the stuff you have, like you said, Moneyball, West Wing, Newsroom, but I mean, even A Few Good Men, I feel like I could rewatch that once a week, and Social Network. Like there's so much good stuff.
It's so good. Molly's Game. There's so many good options there. Yeah. I've watched Newsroom, at least season 1, handful of times.
We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Yosemite?
Yeah. My partner Ashley put me onto that, and that's such a good show for sure. And I will say, I think Steve Jobs is underrated. I think it's actually a really good movie. So
I agree. That's a good
choice. Yeah, I like that.
Thank you.
I've always been a Sorkin fan, and I just rewatched Molly's Game a few weeks, maybe like a month ago. I really like that movie.
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now. It's great.
It's a good. We talk about bad influence movies. Like makes me want to like drink and gamble.
My first question was what the market is for an underground poker tournament in St. George.
Maybe you need to start it up. Maybe this is what you need to do. It's a second career,
I mean, you're not too far from Vegas and Mesquite. Like, pull some people out of there, get them to St. George.
I like it.
I endorse this. I like this quite a bit.
As long as I don't take a week, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But have you noticed? Movies are back, man. Creed 3. Wait, was it Creed? Yeah, Creed 3. John Wick 4. Guardians is coming out soon. There's lots of cool stuff. And so I just want to know if you could go back, Lindsay, and see something again for the very first time. doesn't necessarily have to be something you saw in theaters, but I just want to know, what would you go back and experience for the very first time all over again? Clean slate, fresh memory, all that good stuff. What would you choose?
I am going Avengers Endgame on this one. Yeah. If you'd like to visualize with me now, my husband travels for work and he was out of town, and he told me the morning after it premiered that he had gone at midnight without me while he was in Michigan, and I was furious.
You're still married. Wow.
And went by myself and sat in the theater with 9 other people and just sobbed by myself in the movie theater. So it was just such a small group of people, but we all sort of sat together, and it was just this feeling of that was such a great movie. It was fun to experience it with a bunch of strangers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Such a great pick.
Just that release of all those years of MCU building up and where is this going? Yeah. And it was such a good climax for everything. And a perfect reset. It was.
And the way that they built those, it's just that with the way the pieces all came together at the end was it was so well done. And I'll watch that one over and over again.
Avengers! Assemble.
Yeah, for sure. Crazy Absolutely. To tie together 23 stories. It's never been done before, and they won't even be able to do it again. I think we were all just kind of lucky to
they're trying.
They're trying, but I think we were all lucky to have just witnessed it. But I agree with you. That's one of the theater experiences I will never forget. That I mean, it's got mentioned on here multiple times, but with reason. But Cap, catching Mjolnir, everyone was just like, holy fuck. It was just so cool, it's
all of us just gasped, and it was catharsis. It was a great
and
one.
He finally says assemble. It's so good. And I just love stuff like that was a shared experience, culturally, you know what I mean? We're kind of going through that right now with Succession. There was a little bit of that with White Lotus recently, and The Last of Us we just went through, a lot of HBO stuff. But I just love stuff like that that's why I'm trying to catch up on all the John Wick stuff so I can be a part of the moment. I still need to see number 3 and then number 4, but I love stuff like that. Yeah. So that's a really cool thing.
That kind of thing. Well, and for me, childhood, I think Ben, I think you're a little older than me. I don't know how old these guys are. I grew up during that beautiful Harry Potter era where all of the movies premiered when I was a young teen. And for me, that whole film and book series, right? Everyone has read that. That was a fun thing to grow up during.
Yeah, that was amazing.
One of the, unlike those experiences that are something that everyone loves and shares together, my question actually involves things that not everyone loves and shares together. In fact, specifically, it's something that you love that no one else seems to love. And it's a question we like to call our Unsung Gem question, because it's something that you treasure, something that you wish you could shout to the rooftops, a movie that just is so special to you that you just feel is underappreciated and just does not get the love that it deserves. And I got to ask you, Lindsay, what is your Unsung Gem?
I thought about this one for a very long time. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I changed it in the notes 3 or 4 times. It was the one question that I had a hard time preparing an answer for, but I landed on A Single Man.
Nice.
Have you guys all seen it? It is such a beautiful movie. The Single Man, the way that the coloring works through the movie is anytime it's flashing back, it goes to black and white. And as it moves through it, it kind of matches his mood or his mental state. And it's just you almost don't know these transitions, and it's so natural feeling, but it's so beautiful. And it's just such a beautiful story, and such a, I think I saw it 8 or 9 years after it premiered. And I had never even heard of it. I just found it on Netflix or something, and I just love it. And I feel not enough people really.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, it's Tom Ford, who's he's a designer, right? He does a clothes. Yeah. So this was his first one, and it was beautiful. I don't know how I still haven't seen Nocturnal Animals, but I haven't. But I'm curious, what he'll do next. But I mean, that's a solid cast in that movie. But this is a great pick. When I saw it on there, it's funny because I saw this almost I think the same week or very close to the Coen Brothers A Simple Man, and I always get those confused. Is that what it's called, The Simple Man, or what? Yeah. What's the other one? Something along those lines. But
I think so.
Yeah, I'm like, which is the Coen Brothers? Like when I first saw, I was like, oh, cool, Coen Brothers, that's awesome, that's a great pick. I was like, oh no, this is not that at all. But this is a wonderful pick. Oh, a serious man, that's what it is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, you're right.
No, this is cool. This is an awesome selection.
Another one to add to the list.
Yeah, that is a great. Yeah, well, welcome. What you pass. You welcome to the Clubhouse. I know that was difficult.
Thank you. I've been initiated.
Yes, you're in.
You're here.
I was wondering for a minute, but then you pulled through. So,
but we did it.
What caused the concern, Nat? Was it my Avengers pick? Was it too cliche?
Oh, I mean, that's just something that we'll never have to worry about. So
Matt's a born pessimist. He just thinks everyone's going to fail, He's just like, how are they going to screw this up?